Hello everyone, this is Orlando from A Collector's Dream. And today I'm just gonna kind of show a couple of cards, but I'm gonna just ramble on and talk a little bit about the hobby, a little bit about the pricing and grading, and just to, I guess, just talk. I'm just gonna talk a little bit, but I do want to show some cards. And the cards I'm gonna show today is I'm gonna show you some of the cards that will not appear on any of these. We're gonna talk a little bit about the Beckett prices here. I'm going to show this. We're going to take a look at some basketball prices. This is from 1984 prices. We're going to show some prices from 1996 Beckett, and I'm going to show some basketball, and I'm going to show some baseball from 1995. But before that, I want to show some cards, and I'm going to lay these cards in there and leave them there so we can look at something. And, we talk about grading and how grading is subjective, and it's somebody's opinion. And so, sometimes it's just a matter of, who's looking at the card and what they think of the card. And they made certain rules as far as, the card sizes and so on. And, that is the card sizes they have are what it's supposed to be from the factory. But when you're thinking about cards from the 60s and 70s even, if you remember one of my videos, I pulled out my 1970 set that was completely raw from just how I got it. Never was put in penny sleeves, and I put them all in a box, and you could see that there were cards that were bigger and smaller, even though I pulled every single one of those cards from packs. And that's just the way it was back then. And, even if you go back to the, 1800s, this is the first football card ever made. And I just wanted to pull this one out because it's such a beautiful card. And, it's a funny thing because when you look at grading and you look at a card like this, that is a poor one, but you look at the front of the card and it is probably one of the best Beecher cards that exist. The top grade on this Beecher, I think, is a 7. And if you look at this, it may not be a 7, but it may be a lot better. But the problem with this card is that it's the back. So it's just subjective. This is a poor card, but the front looks beautiful. So I don't know. What would you grade this card, even though it's missing stuff in the back? But cards back in these days, some of them were blank backs. So even if you have a little bit of missing stuff, this one is not a blank back, but the backs are all exactly the same. This is missing the back. So I don't know. If you look at this card and you look at the front of the card, would you give it a 5 or a 6? And you look at the back and you give it a 1. So I don't know, is a 1 in the back and then a 5 in the front for eye appeal? Maybe the card you graded a 3. It's just the way that they've done the grading. If anything has any damage in the back, now this has a lot more damage than usual, but if it's missing any paper in the back, it's automatically considered a 1. Or or maybe a 2. I'm not real sure. But again, it's subjective, guys. So you look at something like this, and this is Harry Beecher. And I'll give you a good look at that card. He was the let me see if I can get a good look at that here. He was the captain of the Yale football team. And Harry Beecher this is the first football card ever made. There's less than 60 known, 60 in the PSA Pop report, there's less than 60 known. I have a better copy of this, which is a graded numerical copy, but this one is so much better that I've never sold it because I've always wanted it. And now I'm a little hesitant because I'm looking to get some other cards, and I'm probably gonna end up moving this card, but I'm hesitant as to should I keep it because the front is perfect. Look at the corners of an 1888 card. And it's graded a 1. So, it's just my dilemma here. Do I keep this better looking one, or my higher graded one that has some scratches on the front there, but the back is intact? So again, it's grading. And this is the Earl Moore card. This is one of my recent pickups, and that's a 1903 E107. That's graded too because it's got some damage on the front of the card. But these cards are so rare, so I just wanted to pull a couple of cards to look at. Now, what I want to do really is just kind of go back and look at this. And, you know, everybody's been talking about the trimming scandal and all of that stuff. And, you know, I know none of these cards are trimmed, guaranteed. I know that Beecher card was in an album for over 100 years. And then once it was found, it was, unfortunately, it was torn off. Nowadays, this was many, many years ago. It's an old slab. You know, what they would have done today, they would have soaked this card and tried to get it out by soaking. But then what it would happen is the colors would fade some. And I do have some that have been soaked, and you can't tell the difference, especially if you put them side by side. This one has the natural colors because this is the way it was basically right out of the pack. So what I want to do is I want to go over some of this stuff anyway, just talk a little bit more. And I think that, you know, even though Dr. Beckett did a great job starting this, and here's his first, you know, welcome to Beckett Monthly. And this is where they started the pricing. And, you know, before this, you know, really the prices on cards would be pretty, I mean, most commons were all kind of the same. You get a little bit more for the stars, but for the most part, the stars were not that much more expensive than the regular cards. So it was one of those things that, you know, it just, the pricing really started the industry. And then what ended up happening was once Dr. Beckett started putting, you know, different, you know, excellent, you know, two different categories of pricing, then, you know, there were actually some cards that were trimmed back then. And I have some cards that, you know, I don't have it any longer, but I had a Roberto Clemente that I bought it back in the early 80s. And I know that, you know, I sent it into a PSA and it came back trimmed. And you could see that, you know, the trimming jobs back then were terrible. But, you know, I think once people found out that the card would be worth a lot more, so you would look at a 52 Topps Mantle, and it would be, you know, not big of a difference, 1,200 in lower grade and 1,400 in higher grade. But that kind of people started saying, hey, you know, maybe I could make that corner a little bit better. And back in these days, I mean, we're talking back in the 80s, back in 84, back in those days, I'm outside, so that's why you hear that. I'm at my mom's house. So back in those days, really, cards, you know, just, there was no grading. So everything was very subjective. And people knew that some cards were smaller than others. And, you know, unfortunately, that's the way it was. And now it's just, you know, if the card's a little bigger, I guess the trimmers try to get a hold of it and trim it. But I wanted to go over some of this stuff, just kind of give you an idea of what the prices were back in the day and the expensive cards. So the 1948 Bowman card, 48 Bowman set, the most expensive card, let's see if I can get you to see it here, is the Stan Musial, which in high grade was $65. And you would look at the Warren Spahn rookie, you know, Warren Spahn rookie card, $18, $32 for the Phil Rizzuto. The Yogi Berra was $40. So you can see that what's happened. Always the Musial was up there. And if you go to the 49 Bowman, let me see if I can get a better look over here, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and just zoom in so you guys can really get a good look at some of the pricing there, a little bit better. I think that'll be a little better for you guys. So I want to show you now the 49 Bowman. and you could see some of the pricing on there, where the Stan Musial was $60. The Jackie was $60. So the Musial and the Jackie were the same price back then. The Yogi was $30. So that would be a second year card. And the Roy Campanella rookie card, $45. And going on a little further, you can see some of the more expensive cards here. These were the higher number cards here. Let's take a look at the, there it is, the Satchel Paige. Take a look at the Satchel Paige on there. And there it is at $350. And the Duke Snider was $200. So if we go down to the 50 Bowmans, you can see the different pricing on that. And you got the Jackie there at $55. Where's the Jackie here? $55. So you got the Jackie there at $55. And you got look at that, oh, that's a Yogi Berra. Yogi Berra was at $30. So anyway, you can kind of get a look at Ted Williams was $60. Say Ted Williams was worth more than the Jackie Robinson 1950. And then some of the other cards were these here. The Casey Stengel was $20. So let's look at the 51 Bowmans, and that's the set we want to look at because that's where you got the rookie cards on here. So 51 Bowman, the Whitey Ford, $65. You can go back in the time machine, would be awesome. Campanella was $30. And we're going to look at the, let's look at the Mantle. Let's go back and look at the Mantle here. The Mantle was $375, the rookie card of Mick. And the Maze was $325. So look at the difference in price, very small. And now the price is a lot bigger, with the Mantle being a lot more than that. And looking at the 52 Bowmans, just got a quick look at that, and you see that the Mantle was $200 there, and the Maze was $180. So that was pretty similar in price there. Now the 52 Tops. Let's look at the 52 Tops set here, and if you look down, most of the cards were pretty inexpensive. I mean, until you got to the Maze. The Maze was $300. And then when you get to the Mantle was $1,400. And the Jackie was $300. So the Jackie and the Maze were the same prices. And actually the Campanella was more expensive because the Campanella was a single print, where the Jackie and the first three were double prints. So pretty interesting how things have changed. And if you look at the Pee Wee Reese, it was $200 when the Jackie was only $300. And if you look at the Matthews, was $400. The Bill Dickey card, look at that, was $200. Was almost as expensive as the Jackie Robinson. If you look at the 53 Bowman color, then we got the Musial at $80, was one of the most expensive cards of that set, along with the Mantle that was $200. So that's pretty much it. And you got the Duke Snider 140 and the Yogi. That's it for the Bowman. Well, no, the Bowman color goes on the next page here, but you don't have much on there. So, and then you move on to the 53 Tops. And what you got there is you got the Mantle at $225. And you got the Maze at $400. So check it out. The Mantle 53 was only $225, but the Maze 53 Maze was $400. So you know, that kind of shows you how times have changed a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and let's take a look at 11 years later. Let's take a look at some of those prices again. So 11 years go by, and we're going to go back and we're going to look at just a few of these here real quick. Let's give you an idea here. So here they have the 48 leaf, which they did not have in the first one. So let's take a look at the 49 leaf, because it still has it at 48, 49, but really it's 48 leaf, 49 leaf. So the 49 leaf, take a good look at those here. And you can see that the Jackie was $900. The Ted Williams was $850. And you have the Satchel Paige. Let's see, Satch was $2,000. Now the DiMaggio and the Satchel Paige were the same price. Now the Paige is way more expensive, and you know, look at the Ruth 2500, which was more expensive than the Paige. And then you got the Jackie at $900. The Bob Feller card was worth more than the Jackie. So things have changed quite a bit from back in the day, because back in the days people were pursuing a lot of these short print cards, and they were very expensive. They still are. So let's go take a look at the 51 Bowman Mantle here and Mays. Let's see. Let's take a look and see what they're looking at here. So 51 Bowman. Here we go. 51 Bowman. You got the Whitey Ford is $800. You got the look at that. The Mantle now is $8,000, and the Mays is $3,600. So look at the difference. These two were very similar in price, but in that 10-year after Beckett came out, the Mantle shot up twice, and now it's more than 3 times the Mantle, the rookie card. Let's take a look at the 52 Tops. 52 Tops. The Pafco went way up to $1,200, and that was I don't remember what it was, a couple $100 back then. That went way up. So let's take a look at the Mays and the Mantle. So if we take a look here, let's see. You got the Mays here. Let's move it down a little bit here. You got the Mays here at $2,800. $2,800 for the Mays. Now the Mantle, $25,000. So huge increase. And if you look at it again, look at this. The Campanella was $2,100, and the Jackie was $1,400. So those two have really switched in prices, and the Mantle really took off during those 10 years. So I just kind of want to give you just a quick look at what happened during those years. And let's take another look at the basketball. So this is the basketball Beckett from 1996. 1996. And this is issue number 74. Let's take a look at this. Let's see what we got here with the pricing on the basketball. So I'm going to go start first with the, go down, take a look at the George Mikan stuff. So we got George Mikan rookie card, $4,500. Really, that was the most expensive card in the entire Beckett. And I've gone through it, and I'll show you as we go along. But this was it. That was it. That George Mikan card was the most expensive basketball card back in the late 90s, in the mid 90s. Then you got the 58, 57, 58. So let's take a look here real quick. And you got the Bob Cousy is $500. You got the let's see, we go find the. Here we go. And here we got the Bill Russell right here. So we got the Bill Russell rookie card was $1,800. Bill Russell rookie, and that was the most expensive card of that set, and it still is. The other one was the Cousy. If you go to the Fleer, 62 Fleer, you got the Chamberlain. Oops, let me go over here. You got the Chamberlain rookie card, which was $1,200. And let's see what else we got on here. And really, that's about it. You know, you've got the Jerry West at $650. and you know, you got Jerry West in action, and you got the Oscar Robertson at 450. So the Chamberlain was way above, and it still is. Let's look at the Lou Alcindor, and this is the Kareem rookie, was 650. Based on the other cards from that set, that was the most expensive. It still is. And really, the Jerry West is the Bill Bradley actually was more expensive back there. So anyway, I'm just running through, and then it says here, what was hot back in the day? This is what was hot. That was the hot cards, hot vintage back in the day. So let's take a look at the Larry Bird rookie and see what that was. So the Bird Magic, here we go. The Bird Magic rookie was $425. Bird Magic, and this is again, this is about almost 30 years ago. So the Bird Magic was $425, and you know, that was pretty much it for that set. There wasn't anything else there. And then you got the star sets, which if you look at the star set, let's see what we got here. The Bird was $400 here, and you got a few other guys in there. But let's see, where's the? Trying to find the Jordan here somewhere. Here it is. The Michael Jordan was the big card, and that one was $2,900. And that was more expensive than the Fleer. So let's look at the Fleer now. 86, 87 Fleer was $1,000. So how times have changed. The Michael Jordan Fleer rookie was $1,000, and the star was $2,900, and everything switched around completely. So anyway, the reason I'm going over this, guys, is because everything changes, and what is good, what is popular now may not be popular 10 years from now. What is expensive now may not be maybe, you know, different 10 years from now. So, you know, the bottom line is that I go back to collect what you like and collect some of the stuff that is rare. That's what I like. In none of these books are you going to find these cards. This is less than 60 and known to exist, and this is less than 5. I think the total pop on this is 4. So that's the kind of stuff I've been going after for a long, long time. You know, some of these are not, you can't get them as far as pricing. You just don't know because they're so rare. They don't come up for sale too often. But in my opinion, long term, you know, that's the kind of stuff I'm focusing on, and I've been focusing on for probably the last 15, 20 years. So anyway, guys, just a few of my thoughts, a few of my views, just going back and reviewing back in the days. Wish we can go back in time and buy some of those cards again. But think about that and think about today. What cards are going to be valuable? What cards are going to outsell other cards, you know, in the past? You know, what happened? You know, take a look. You saw some of those Jackie cards, some of those Mano cards and Maze cards. What's happened to those? And, you know, what's the next card that's going to be valuable? Nobody knows. But collect what you like and collect stuff that, you know, just, there's not thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of them out there, because you can get those cards anytime you want, you know. But the rare ones are the ones that are the hidden gems, in my opinion. Thanks, everyone, for listening to me and ramble on about stuff. And I really, really appreciate you guys for hanging out with me today. Truly, truly enjoy it. I mean, it's great talking to you guys and just chit-chatting a little bit and just kind of spending some time with you guys. So I truly enjoy it. Really, really appreciate you guys watching my channel. And really just, it's been an awesome experience of just doing videos, talking about my cards, and just enjoying the community at large. So everyone, it's Orlando from My Collector's Dream. Have an awesome, awesome day and enjoy the hobby, people. It's a fun hobby. You know, let's not get into all this negativity and stuff. Collect what you like and enjoy it. Thanks for watching.